In our previous session, we have created this editing account form. Now in this we are going to write the PHP logic. Okay, first what we are going to do, based on this session variable, first we are going to access the information of user, and using that information we are going to update the user. Okay, first we are going to access the data, then we are going to update. So first we are going to write the logic for accessing data, then we will be writing the update code. I'll just come here. Now inside this edit account we have written this entire code. Now before this doc type, I'm just going to write this PHP syntax. I'll just close this one. Now inside this, first I'm just going to check for the condition. If is set, using this get method, I just want to access this get variable. Okay, whatever I have created here, I'm just going to access this one, and here I'm just going to paste. What I am telling, if this get variable is active, then whatever information the user is having, that I want to access from the database. Okay, to access the username, I'm just going to create one variable. I'll just write here user session name, or whatever name you want you can give, and inside this we have already created this session variable. Okay, username, I'm just going to copy this one, and inside this I'm just going to store. Okay, whatever this session is holding, that will be stored inside this variable. Now using this we are going to access only that user data. Below this I'm just going to write the query. I'll just write here select query. Inside this I'm just going to write this query. Okay, this is the normal query we are going to write. Select star from user table. Okay, this is my table name. User table where username, okay, this is the column name, is equal to this one. Okay, whatever name we have stored inside this session variable, if this is equal to this one, only then we are going to fetch that record. Now once I write this query, I have to execute this one. So here I'm just going to write here result query. Okay, as I told you plenty of times, we can give whatever variable names we want, but this we should be very careful. This is the column name and this is the variable name whatever we have created here. Here I'm just going to write MySQL query, and this is going to take connection variable and this query variable. Okay, wherever we have written query, I'm just going to pass that one. Now you will be having one question, we are including this connect, but here we have not included that connect.php file. Okay, if you are viewing this in separate file, okay, then you will be getting this error, but as of now we are just including inside profile.php, and inside this profile.php we have already included this connect.php. So again in this file you don't have to include. If you include, then you will be getting error. Then below that, now I am just going to fetch the data from the database. I just have to fetch only one user. So using this MySQL fetch ASOC, we can fetch the data from the database. Here I will be writing row count. Okay, I'll just write here row fetch, and inside this I'm just going to write MySQL fetch array, and also we are having fetch ASOC. Okay, anything you can use. Now as of now I'm just going to use fetch ASOC. Okay, in previous session I used fetch array, now I am going to use fetch ASOC. Only to tell whichever you want you can use. Now below this, first I am going to access the user ID. So for that I am just going to create here UID. Okay, that is user ID. Let me just write here user ID is equal to, using this row fetch, I just want to fetch the data from the database. I'll just write here user ID. Okay, whatever column name I am having inside the user table, I am just accessing that one. I am storing inside this variable. Okay, let me just show you. Inside this user table, you can see here I am having user ID. I am just accessing this user ID. I am storing inside this variable user ID. Now in the same way, I am just going to access the username. I'll just copy the same thing, username, email, image, address and mobile. I'll just change here, and also here I'm just going to change. I'll just write here username. Okay, inside database whatever I have given here, the same column name I have to pass here. Let me just check. Here I'm having username, I'm not having underscore. I'm just going to remove from here, and also from here I'll be removing. Then we are having email. I'll just remove this one. I'll just write here email. I'll copy this, and here I'll be pasting that one. Then we are having, let me just check. For address we are having, okay, here I am having user email. So whatever I am having, I am just going to pass that one. User email, I'll copy this, and I am just going to pass the same variable. Then for user address, here I am having user address, and finally we are having image. Here I'll just write user address. I'll copy, and here I am going to paste. then here and here I'll just write here user mobile. I'll save this. Okay, let me just check. I'll refresh this one. Now here I'm having user address and here I'm having user mobile. You can see here I am having user mobile, user address, user image I am not going to access, because as I told you in our previous session we have already echoed this user image, and from this profile.php we have already accessed the profile image of the user. You can see, let me just come down. We have already written the code to access the profile image. Using this variable itself we are going to get the image. So again we don't have to access that one and we don't have to print that image. Now once we have accessed all this data, now whichever user is logged in, that data should be displayed inside the form. So for that, here I am just going to pass value attribute, and inside this is equal to, I will be writing here PHP code. I will just write this PHP code. I will just close this one. Here I am just going to write echo, and inside this, wherever we have passed this variable, wherever we have written this one, I am going to copy this, and here I am just going to paste. I'll save this. Okay, let me just change the spelling here. I'll save this. Now I'll refresh this one. You can see Khanam is being displayed for me. Okay, whichever user is logged in, here I am having welcome Khanam. So the same name will be displayed for me. Now in the same way I am just going to print email. I'll just copy the same thing from here. I'll copy this, and for this email I am just going to paste that one. I'll just close, and here I'll be writing user email. I'll save. I'll refresh this one. You can see the email is being displayed. Now for file I don't have to write. Now in the same way for address I'm just going to paste that one here. I'll close, and here I'll be writing user address. And finally for mobile I'm just going to do the same thing. I'll close, and here I'll be writing user mobile. I'll save this one. Now here I am just going to come, I'll refresh this. You can see address has been displayed and also the mobile number is been displayed. Inside this also the same data is been displayed. Okay, this is how we are going to work. Now what we are going to do, we are just going to update the data, and this updated data should be stored inside the database. In place of this one, this updated data should be stored here. Now I'll come here. Okay, if you want to update, you can update the password as well. It completely depends on you which data you want to update. First, what I have done, I have just checked for the condition. If this get variable is active, then using that session variable, I am going to get the data I am storing inside this variable. Now once I get this one, I am selecting the data from the database where this condition matches. If this condition gets matched, only then I am going to fetch the results. Here I am executing the query and I am fetching the data from the database, and this entire data I am just going to fetch. Once I have fetched the data, now I have to update this data. So below this I am just going to write another condition. Here I will be writing if is set. Using this post method, now I am going to use post method, and for this I am just going to pass this value. I will copy this one, and here I am just going to paste. Okay, what I am telling here, if my button is clicked, only then I have to update the data. Here I am telling if this edit account is active, I am fetching all the data. If my button is clicked, only then I am updating all the data. Now below this, first I am just going to create one variable. I will just write here update ID. My update ID is nothing but, okay, whatever ID the user is having, that I have to store. I will copy this variable, and here I am just going to assign. Okay, this particular ID I have assigned to this variable. Now below this I am just going to access all the values. So I will just copy this one. Here I am going to paste username. Now in place of this row, I just have to write here $post. Okay, because using post method we are just going to access the data. Okay, this data is nothing but, let me just come here, this data. Okay, whatever we are having inside the input fields, that we are accessing, we are storing inside this variables. Let me just write here user. Okay, I will just remove this one, and here I will be writing user mobile. Okay, I have accessed name, email, address, mobile. I have to access the image as well. So here I am just going to write user image. User image is equal to, for image we are having files. I will be writing here files, and whenever we are accessing images, for images we are having multiple attributes, and also we have seen this one while registering a user. Now inside this I am just going to pass this user image. Okay, whatever column name, okay, whatever value we have given inside this name attribute, let me just show you. I am just passing this one. user image, I am just going to access one attribute, that is nothing but name of the image. In the same way, I will just write here user image temp, and in place of this name I just have to access the temporary name of the image. Okay, this entire thing we have already seen by inserting the data inside the database. For images we just have to write here files, and whenever we are accessing images we have to access these two attributes, that is name and temp. Now once we have done accessing all the values, first I have to move the images inside the folder. So here I will be writing move uploaded file. My images I have to move. Let me just copy this temporary name. This image I just have to move inside the folder. My folder is present inside this one. Okay, inside this user images. Inside this user images I just have to move this image. I'll just copy this one, and here I'm just going to paste. Okay, this is how we are just going to access the image, and we are just going to move inside the folder. Okay, this folder we are just going to move. Let me just wrap inside double quotes, and here also I'm just going to write here double quotes. Okay, this thing we have done. First I'm accessing all the values from the input fields, I'm storing inside these variables. Then after that I'm just moving the image, whatever new image I have uploaded, that image I am moving inside this folder. Now once I have done, I have to write the update query. Here I will be writing one comment. I will just write here update query. Below this I am just going to write here update data. This is the variable name is equal to update table name. My table name is user table. Update table name, and this is the syntax of update query. So you don't have to worry. Update table name set. You have to write this set user name. Okay, this is the column name is equal to the new thing. Okay, whatever we have entered here, the new one I am just going to update. I'll just paste that one here. Then after that I just have to separate by comma. Then I have to update the user email. I'll copy this, and here I'm going to paste is equal to this one, is equal to $email. Okay, this is the column name. This is the column name. Let me just remove this, and this is the variable. Okay, whatever variable we have accessed, and this values we are storing inside this variable. So that variable we are just passing here. Again I'll separate by comma. Okay, after email I'm just going to copy this user image. I'll copy this one, and here I'm just going to paste is equal to $image. Then after that we are having address. I'll just copy this address, and here I'm going to paste is equal to this value. Okay, whatever value we have accessed from the input field, that we are just passing. Then after address finally we are having mobile number. I'll copy this user mobile, and inside this I'm just going to paste that one is equal to user mobile. And after this I just have to give the where condition. If I don't give this where condition, whatever data we are having inside the database, that entire thing will be updated. So I just have to give this one where user ID, which is present inside the column, is equal to this ID. Okay, whatever ID we are getting, if it is equal to this one, only that data I have to update. Once I have done this one, I have to execute this query. I'll just copy the same thing, and here I'm just going to paste. Now instead of this result query update, I'll copy this variable, and here I'm just going to paste. Okay, I'm just updating the user table, and I'm just setting the new values to that. After that I'm just executing the query. Now after this one I'm just going to check for the condition. Below this I'll just write here if $result query update. If this is okay, if this is successful, then I just have to display the message echo, and here I'll be writing script. Let me just change the spelling, echo, and inside this I'll just open the script tag. Here I'll be closing the script tag, and inside the script tag I just have to display the message alert, and here I am just going to write data updated successfully. Data updated successfully. I'll save this. Now I'll just refresh this one. Okay, unexpected user image on line 19. Okay, let me just check for that. Okay, here I have not closed this one. I'll just close this. Now I'll refresh. Unclosed on line 2 on line 68. Let me just check what I have done on line 68. Okay, this if condition I am just going to close here, okay, because I have not closed that one. This is the first if condition and this is the second if condition. Here I am having, okay, and this is closing here and this is closing here. Now I will just refresh this one. Okay, now you can see all the data. Now we have written this entire thing. Let me just change the spelling. First, what we have done, first we have checked for this condition. Okay, if this is set, then I am fetching all the data from the database and I am just displaying inside the form. Now here what I have done, if this user update is clicked, only then I am fetching all the data whatever is present inside the input field, that I am fetching. Okay, let me just change this one. Whatever I have given inside this name attribute, that should be exactly matching with this one. Okay, whenever we are writing this post, this is the value present inside the name attribute. But when we are fetching the data from the database, okay, this is the value that is present inside the database table. We have fetched all the data, then we are having this, okay, after this we are moving this image inside this folder, then we have just returned the query. I'll just write here update user table and we are just writing this query. If this condition gets matched, only that data I have to update, and I'm just checking for the condition. If my query is executed successfully, then I just have to display this message. Now I'll save this. I'll just refresh this one. Now let me just write here 1, and for image let me just select one image. Now from this let me just remove, let me just select this Coke image. I'll click on open, update. Okay, data updated successfully. Okay. Now once the data is updated, you can see the data is not getting displayed here, and also here you can see here I am having undefined array key temp on line 21. Now what I am going to do, below this I'll just write here echo, and here I am just going to write here script tag, and I'll just close the script tag, and inside this I am just going to write here window.open, and inside this I am just going to pass this file name, that is logout.php. Okay, because inside session Khanam will be stored and whatever changes we are doing, that we have to update. So I am just going to do logout and I just have to open in the same tab. So here I will be writing self. I'll save this. Now I'll just refresh this one. Now again I'm just going to now you can see as soon as I refresh this one, this is getting updated, but still I'm having this error. Again, if I just choose one image, like if I select this image, I'll click on update, data updated successfully. You can see now I am logged out and I will not be having that error. So for that I have just returned that one. Now I'll just click on login. I'll just write here Khanam. Password I'll just give here 1234. Login. Okay. Now when I click on this edit account, this image whatever we are having here, that is not been displayed. Okay, let me just inspect this one and check for the path. Now for this image you can see here we are having user images and we are having balloon.jpg, and inside this one I'll just do Control B, and inside this user images, this image is not moved. So that is the reason I am not getting that image. Here I am just moving this image. I'll save this. Now I'll just refresh this one. Again I am just going to upload one image for Khanam. Okay, these are some of the fixes you have to do. Now let me just select this image, update, data updated successfully. Okay, I'll be logged out. I'll click on login. Here I'm just going to write Khanam. Password I'll just write here 1234. Login. Okay. Okay, again I'm not having this image. I'll just refresh this one. Again this image is not getting uploaded, and inside this user images, that image is not getting uploaded. Okay, maybe I'm having some error inside the code. Okay, in place of this we just have to write here temp name. I'll save this. Okay, these are some of the fixes you have to do. I'll refresh this one. Again I'll just upload the image. I'll just upload this one. Open, update, data updated successfully. Okay, I am logged out. Now I'll log in. Now I'll just log in using Khanam. Password I'll just give 1234. Login. Login successful. Okay, now you can see the image has been displayed. Now when I click on edit account, this image will be displayed here. Okay, everything is working fine. Now if I just change the username, I'll just write here Khanam12. Click on update, data updated successfully. Now as soon as the data is updated, I will be logged out, and now new session variable is set, that is Khanam12. I have to log in using this name 1234. Login successful. You can see now here I'll be having welcome Khanam12. Now again if I just click on log out, now if I log in using Khanam, this is not going to work because this session is destroyed now. 1 2 3 4 and we are not having this. You can see here I will be getting invalid credentials. Okay, this is how we are going to work, and inside the database also this entire data will be changed. Okay, let it load. Okay, inside database also this entire thing will be changed. Next we are going to work on some more user stuff.